CCTV. The police collected every scrap of camera footage they could find. From every street corner, shop and mobile phone.
We had over 200,000 hours of CCTV recovered. It's been described as the biggest single investigation ever set up. There's a total of 4,170 offences committed linked to the disorder.
In London, the Met started Operation Within, a dedicated team of officers determined to use evidence caught on camera to bring the worst of the offenders to book. One of the most dramatic images of the riots was the fire at the House of Reeves furniture shop, which spread to the whole block. Firefighters were powerless. House of Reeves had stood on this site for 145 years. On a single night, 5 generations of a family business was destroyed.
And this is it. This is the House of Reeves. This is the old store, what's left of it, where it all burned down.
Brothers Graham and Trevor were left with no business and no hope of finding the people who did it.
It was just carnage. You feel numb. You're just numb. The whole place is gone. It was just finished. I thought there was no chance of them getting a conviction, or getting evidence, or getting anything.
The Operation Within team faced a monumental task. They started with the CCTV on the street. Immediately they hit a problem. The hard drive linked to a camera directly opposite the shop was water damaged. They were told the images couldn't be recovered. But there was a surviving camera. On the footage, they spotted a man in a red hoodie walking away from Reeves around the time the fire broke out. He was also seen by eyewitnesses who said he was the arsonist. The hard job would be proving it. He was picked out by other CCTV cameras with a petrol can. Officers needed to find out what he'd been doing in the hours leading up to the fire. He was also caught on camera directing other looters to a department store, as well as going in himself.
He was so distinctive, his size, the clothes he was wearing, his gait. Having watched hundreds of hours of footage of this suspect, you begin to get a real feel for them, and you can pick them out even from a grainy and fuzzy image.
But CCTV still couldn't give the police a clear image of his face. Then came a breakthrough. An undercover reporter was filming a few streets away from Reeves and caught looting a supermarket the man with the red hoodie, looking directly at the camera. The police thought they had their man, but they still needed to put a name to the face. An appeal in the local paper named the man in the red hoodie as Gordon Thompson. The evidence caught on camera was enough to charge him, but they still needed to prove he was the person who torched Reeves. Then the officers got some vital news about the water-damaged camera drive, and everything changed.
We took a phone call from a technician who said that it was pictures coming up on the screen of people outside a furniture store. At that point we knew that this may have potential evidence for us, and it did indeed contain a critical piece of evidence of Gordon Thompson leaning in to the furniture store and setting light. This was the icing on the cake for us.
Gordon Thompson changed his plea to guilty. He's now serving 11.5 years. In the immediate aftermath of the riots, there was a flurry of arrests helped by crimes caught on camera. Operation Within became the largest investigation of public disorder ever conducted in the country. Tracking down those responsible for the worst offences has taken thousands of man-hours. The cost of the riots could end up being more than £300 million. The damage brought hundreds of businesses to their knees, and 5 people died. It's no wonder the police were determined to catch those responsible. One of the most complex investigations for officers on Operation Withen happened in East London. This CCTV footage shows 2 men in blue hoodies kicking their way through a convenience store's metal shutters. Inside the shop was booze, cigarettes and cash. The looters were determined to get in. When they finally got in, others streamed in behind them, causing £80,000 worth of theft and damage. The owners who'd run the shop in the community for 11 years were distraught.
Everywhere complete mess up there. I didn't even step in. I didn't even know go in. I just went to this next shutter and I just looked and come back to the van and start crying.
The first job for Operation Withen was to gather the CCTV evidence. Officers watched hours of footage, trying to trace the men responsible. Finally, they had a breakthrough. Among the many images taken by press photographers, officers spotted this, a man with blood running down his leg. The cops soon realised this was their suspect. But finding out his name was another problem altogether. They trawled through footage in the area, and finally the last piece of the puzzle fell into place. A picture of the same man being helped into an ambulance. Officers chased up the paramedics and were given his name and number. With the weight of evidence so strong, he pleaded guilty and was sent to prison for 18 months. The second suspect hasn't been caught, but officers are still sifting through footage, determined to track him and the other rioters down.